interesting story. Peter Callahan from MinPost. The idea is, why are we allowing tipping anyway? Should we? Why do we have one class of worker, restaurant servers and bartenders, there are a few others in there too, receive so much of their pay not from a boss but directly from the customer? Why? Because, once again, when we talk about raising the minimum wage, one of the first things that comes up is, well, we got tip workers, they get tons of tips. And we've talked about this issue numerous times. Sure, if you're working the Friday night or Saturday night, but when you're working 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday, you're generally not rolling in the dough. And most of the people I've known who get tips, sure, the guys that work the fine restaurants, the Manny's, the Murray's, the Oceanaires, yeah, they're getting some nice tips at the end of the day. But the guys that are working a family restaurant, they're not. It's a ruse to basically fight against the minimum wage. And so the question is, do we get rid of tipping? If basically we can come back and say, I want, we can put signs up in the door. We don't tip. We pay these people a livable wage. We do not tip. Do not feel like you are obligated to tip in any way. That is, we don't want you doing that because we're going to pay them $15, $16, $17 an hour. And, because they're good servers and they get the job done, we're going to pay them that. So no tips will make it, if you're thinking about tipping, just note that we're going to have to add a few dollars to the entrees and stuff to equal it out. But, if you think about it that way, technically you are tipping them. You're paying a little extra for your food and the money goes to them. Ta-da! It's actually an interesting argument because, and the problem is that I think that there's a lot of people that when you put the option on the table like that would say no because they get so much in tips that would actually, they feel as if that would be a pay cut. But I don't know. I don't know what you do there. I mean, I would say this: if you're a really good restaurant and a very high class restaurant that is one of those $7,500 a plate places. If you're a good restaurant server, you're going to get a better salary if you had no tips because they don't want to have to train people in constantly. And if you go to these really nice restaurants, many of those people are professional servers. They are there for 30, 40 years, and that's their job, and they take great pride in that. So you don't want to lose that, so you'd pay them more. That's I guess the theory I'd have, but I'll post that story up a little bit later on. Bill is in